Picture a tiny island off the coast of Ireland, cut off from the rest of the world. The year is 1923. A civil war rages somewhere across the water. But here, on Inisherin, the biggest war is about to start. Between two friends. Meet Pádraic Súilleabháin. A simple, gentle man who raises animals and drinks at the pub. He is kind. A little dull. But genuinely good-hearted. Every single day, he walks to his best friend's cottage. At exactly the same time. That friend is Colm Doherty. An older man who plays the fiddle and composes music. For years, these two have shared pints and conversation. Without a single problem. Today, though, something has changed. And Pádraic has no idea why. He knocks on Colm's door like always, expecting the same warm welcome. Instead, Colm sits inside, staring straight ahead, refusing to even look up. Confused, Pádraic walks to the pub alone, certain his friend will show up later. When Colm finally arrives, he ignores Pádraic completely, sitting somewhere else entirely. Stunned, Pádraic corners him and asks what on earth is going on. Colm's answer lands like a punch. Calm, blunt, and absolutely devastating. He simply says he does not like Pádraic anymore. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not ever again in his life. There is no explanation. No argument. No dramatic falling out. Pádraic is left standing there, heartbroken and completely bewildered by this. His sister Siobhan, sharp and weary of island life, tries to comfort him. She tells him some people just change their minds. And that is that. But Pádraic cannot let it go. He needs a real reason. He tracks Colm down again, begging to know what he actually did wrong. Colm finally admits the truth. And it is brutal in its honesty. He says Pádraic is simply too dull. Too nice. Too forgettable. Colm wants to spend his remaining years creating music that will outlive him. He no longer has patience for idle chatter about ponies and manure. This should have been the end of it. A sad but simple breakup. Except Pádraic refuses to accept rejection without at least trying to fix things. He keeps approaching Colm, again and again, hoping something will change. Colm, increasingly desperate to be left alone, makes a horrifying threat. Every single time Pádraic bothers him from now on, there will be consequences. He will cut off one of his own fingers and hand it over. Nobody believes he actually means it. Not fully. Not at first. Pádraic assumes it is simply an exaggeration born from frustration and drink. He tests that theory almost immediately, walking right up to Colm's door again. Meanwhile, we meet Dominic, the local outcast. Troubled and painfully lonely himself. His father is the abusive village policeman, feared by nearly everyone on Inisherin. Dominic latches onto Pádraic, desperate for any scrap of friendship. Siobhan, meanwhile, feels increasingly trapped by island life and its small dramas. She reads constantly, dreaming of a bigger world somewhere across the water. The pettiness unfolding around her feels almost unbearably suffocating. And small. Pádraic, still wounded, tries one more time to reconcile with Colm. He interrupts him at the pub, pleading for just a simple explanation. Colm, true to his word, walks outside, without saying anything else. Moments later, a horrifying sound rings out. Sharp and final. Colm has cut off one of his own fingers. Exactly as he promised. He hurls it directly at Pádraic's front door. Blood and all. The entire island is shaken. Gossip spreading from cottage to cottage instantly. Pádraic is horrified, but strangely, still cannot fully stay away from Colm. Something in him refuses to accept that this friendship is truly over. Siobhan begs her brother to simply move on and forget Colm entirely. She sees this obsession consuming him, turning him bitter and strange. but grief and confusion have a powerful, stubborn grip on people. Dominic, watching all this unfold, tries to comfort Pádraic in his own way. He even works up the courage to ask Siobhan if she might love him. Her rejection is gentle, but it crushes something fragile inside him. Life on Inisherin grows heavier, darker, thick with tension and dread. Pádraic's beloved miniature donkey, Jenny, becomes his one true source of comfort. Animals, it seems, never demand explanations or complicated apologies from anyone. One night, in a fit of bitterness, Pádraic does something cruel. He tells a devastating lie to Dominic's abusive father, aimed straight at Colm. It is a small, ugly act, completely unlike the man we first met. The lie has consequences, and Colm suffers because of it. Something is shifting inside gentle, simple Pádraic, and not for the better. Loneliness and humiliation are slowly hardening him into someone new. Siobhan, meanwhile, receives an unexpected job offer from far away, off the island entirely. It is her chance to finally escape Inisherin's suffocating smallness and constant petty conflicts. She hesitates, torn between duty to her brother and her own future. Eventually, she makes her choice, and it breaks Pádraic's heart further. She leaves the island, taking with her the last steady voice of reason. Pádraic is now truly, completely alone, in every sense. Colm, still composing his music, keeps working despite his missing fingers. He plays with damaged, bandaged hands, driven by something deeper than physical pain. Legacy matters more to him than comfort, or even friendship. Then tragedy strikes in the cruelest way imaginable, involving innocent little Jenny. While retrieving one of Colm's severed fingers from outside, she chokes and dies. Pádraic's one source of unconditional love is suddenly, senselessly gone. Something inside Pádraic finally snaps completely, replacing sorrow with cold fury. He blames Colm directly, and this time, forgiveness feels utterly impossible. The gentle man we met at the beginning is disappearing entirely. Pádraic delivers a chilling promise of his own, mirroring Colm's earlier threat. He vows to burn down Colm's cottage, with Colm still inside it. Colm, strangely, seems to accept this fate, without much resistance. He even leaves his front door deliberately unlocked that very night. It is unclear whether this is guilt, exhaustion, or quiet acceptance of punishment. Either way, Pádraic follows through, exactly as he promised he would. The cottage burns fiercely against the dark island sky that night. Pádraic watches it from a distance, his face lit by flames. He believes, for a moment, that Colm is still trapped inside. The following morning, on the beach, the two men finally meet again. To Pádraic's shock, Colm survived the fire after all. Barely. Colm reveals he actually left the house before the flames spread. Their conversation on that beach is quiet, exhausted, and strangely honest. There is no dramatic reconciliation, no tearful hug, no forgiveness offered. Just two broken men, staring out at the same restless sea. In the distance, gunfire echoes faintly from the ongoing civil war. It is a haunting reminder that senseless conflict exists everywhere, big or small. Inisherin's tiny feud mirrors the larger madness consuming the entire country. Colm mentions he might, eventually, thank Pádraic for putting Jenny out of misery in his own strange way. Pádraic responds coldly, saying he genuinely does not care anymore. The friendship, whatever remains of it, feels permanently, irreversibly broken. The film ends not with resolution, but with lingering, uneasy silence. Two men stand apart on a beach, forever changed by pride and stubbornness. Sometimes, the story suggests, some wars simply have no real winner at all. What lingers isn't the fire, or the finger, or even Jenny's death. It's the quiet horror of watching kindness curdle slowly into cruelty. Inisherin reminds us how easily loneliness can poison even the gentlest of hearts.